your girl, the hit and lover. I'd like to thank y'all for tuning in to another edition of The Prescription. I am here with the one and only Camo. How you doing?
I'm great. How are you doing, Chanel?
Man, I'm doing lovely now that we got everything going. As you see, I want to give shout outs to Mixed Therapy for allowing us to come in here and shoot, man. But I'm feeling good. And I wanted to say, first off, thank you. Not only for coming out, thank you for being a part of my showcase that I had the other month. And I'm going to tell you guys, this guy came and he performed and he killed the stage. So he is definitely a performer. And so one of the first things I want to ask is about performing. I know you're going to South by Southwest. What you going to be performing when you get to South by Southwest for those people who are going to be in Texas?
I'm performing my new single, Don't Move. It's a pretty good little club banger, you know, especially for the women, my twerkers out there. It's gonna be something different, you know, having fun with it, something that I don't usually do, out of my comfort zone, but I'm learning to challenge myself as an artist to do things that I'm not comfortable with. So it's kind of fun to be out the box a little bit.
I like that. So, like you say, that song's kind of out your comfort zone. So what would you normally say would be considered your style or genres for somebody who will be listening to your music or looking for you? What category you may fall into typically?
Motivational. I like to motivate people and let them know that, you know, no matter what happens in life, you know, you can get back up, you know, if you choose to, you know, get back up and look at life from a different perspective. So I try to give perspective and breathe life into people who might be having a bad day or going through tough times. I like to see the joy and happiness in people.
I like that. And you said that, and I guess that kind of resonates because just talking to you, just for the amount of time I've known you, I noticed that you like to help a lot of others, inspire a lot of others. So is that kind of where that comes from, and how does that work when you're trying to work with other artists and trying to, you know, connect and make them network and all the different things?
I would say, you know, growing up, I didn't have like a whole bunch of friends, and I wasn't like really popular or anything like that. And I went through things in life that was pretty tough. So I didn't have anybody around me to console me, or, you know, I had my grandmother, but it was things that I had to handle on my own. So seeing a lot of the people that I work with, people that I do work with as far as artists and other people, they go through real stuff too. Artists go through real stuff too. I know you guys see the videos and the interviews and stuff, but, you know, they're still human beings at the end of the day, and they need that extra pep talk, that consoling and letting them know that everything gonna be okay and getting them back on where they need to be on and guiding them in the right direction. So that's what I do. I try to pull everybody up around me.
I like this. So now let me ask you a question since you said that. What advice would you give to an artist like right now if they were struggling or if they were stuck kind of in their career? What advice would you give them?
Never give up on you. You know, if it's something that you really want to do, it's not easy. Making it and seeing how other people making it, no matter how less talented they may be than you are, or you might feel like you have what it takes to be where you need to be, know that this is work. Everybody might not like your music. You know, I've ran into that. I'm sure other artists have run into that, where you might not be somebody else's cup of tea. But that doesn't mean that it's over with. You know, go in the lab and challenge yourself and grow as an artist. You know, take that constructive criticism and just do better. And, you know, make sure you go in the right mindset and really have a goal, you know, because it's not easy. It's really not easy.
I agree. I mean, and that can go for anything we doing, but I heard something you said, and I think it's something that I talk about a lot with certain people in the industry, like touching on artist development and people investing in themselves. So how do you kind of invest in yourself and invest in your craft, and how would you advise others who actually want to take this serious so that they continue to develop if they're not somebody's cup of tea or people not resonating with what they do?
I would say this. I produce as well, so, you know, these monitors, it's probably like $400 to $800 a piece. You got a sub that costs like $500 or $600. That's not including the interfaces. That's not including the wires. You know, that's not including the programs and everything else that come with it. So you gotta be able to put into your craft. What you put into it is what you get out of it. So these free YouTube beats and these free studio sessions, like, if you know, that's what you put into it. You know, everybody ain't Soldier Boy. You know what I mean? Everybody's not gonna win overnight. So you gotta put into yourself. You know, these showcases, they cost. You gotta invest in yourself. Album covers, they cost. You gotta invest into yourself. Beats, they cost. Get your own beats. You know, you can't win on a beat that's not licensed. You know, I had a song to go on the radio, but specifically it had to be original, no samples, and I had to own everything that I did. All my paperwork had to be right. So if your paperwork ain't right, the beat ain't yours, you finna get sued. Congratulations, thank you. Yeah, you made the radio, but yeah, a million people heard it, but I want all mine off the top, and you gonna lose. You know what I mean? So invest in yourself. Them little $25, a little $50, you might not have the money to buy a whole beat. Lease it. It's cool, you know.
So you can buy it, make it exclusive.
Exactly.
And I mean, he touched on that, like, for real, people. I deal with a lot of creatives, from poets to visual artists to musicians, man. He said that you're only going to get in what you put out. If you don't put anything in, and stop thinking people have to hand things to you. Like he said, you can get a free YouTube. You may even get free studio time, but you're not going to get quality.
Right.
And it's not yours.
Right.
Make sure you own everything. That includes having your BMI, having your EIN, your business, like all that, man. I stress, get your paperwork right, get all your business stuff together, because, man, nowadays, man, it's crazy out here, and people are doing stuff, and then at the end of the day, you're not getting any money. You actually owing money to people.
Right. That's like Shade 45 last week played the song that I had. I had to go back, make sure I registered everything. So with BMI, if you paid $150, you can be your own publisher. So guess what? When I posted that song, before I even sent it off, I made sure that I was the publisher of my track. So what that means is I'm getting 125% of the share. Meaning, however many millions of people that tuned in, I'm getting 125% of whatever it was that they carried when it comes to royalties. So always go in the mind of it, having a business mind. You know, me, my story, I used to walk around with my own tower. I made beats. I had my tower with me, ready to go work. You know what I mean? That's how serious I was. I used to walk from Cleveland Road to Patson because I wanted to make beats that bad. I wanted to get better that bad on my own. You know, like, you got to be driven. It's not going to be easy. Nothing is going to be handed to you. And when you see people crying on the stage, that's blood, sweat, and tears. That's real blood, sweat, and tears. They not crying just because it's a show. They crying because they can't believe what all the work they put in finally came into fruition, and they got where they needed to be. So
gotcha. It finally paid off. So I want to kind of ask more so about Camo, the man behind the music. So first of all, how you came up with your name?
One of my favorite rappers, his name was Mac. Something that resonated with me was the fact that he said camouflage niggas never die. He was my favorite rapper. I felt like I could relate to as a kid. A lot of the stories he told was some of the things I had personal experiences with. And I wanted to be just like him because he was a good role model to me. Even though, some bad things happened along the road. He got falsely accused of murder. He finally got acquitted for it recently. So I'm happy to see him out. Shout out to Matt. So I just wanted to keep his name going and his legacy going when he was locked down. He was locked down for almost 30 years.
Wow, that's a long time for false. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm glad he out.
Yeah, me too.
That's a long chunk of your life. Like,
yeah.
Dang.
Over lyrics, like now, they're trying to use lyrics against rappers now in court, and I feel like, you know, it's a setup. Like, okay, what's wrong? Y'all ain't making enough money off people? Like, what's going on? You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
It's
you
crazy.
know, prison is big business. Prison is big business.
And our industry got a lot to do with it.
I mean, it was honestly, and this is kind of a sidebar. You know, it was cultivated back in the early '90s. They purposely made the people that was allowed to become mainstream. They had to promote sex, guns, and drugs.
Right.
And it was only to be targeted toward African Americans, even though it spread, but that was the target so that it can destroy. And then as they go, because the record labels start owning jails, which are privatized. So if they can fill the jails, the record labels make money on both sides.
Yeah, and I see it, you know, and I want to tell people this. Stop calling Kanye crazy. This man know what he's talking about. So I'm going to give y'all a direct, some real good examples, okay? Y'all love 21 Savage, right? That's y'all guy, right? The new generation, that's y'all guy, right?
Like
and all he talks about is killing, murking, and basically everything we done heard from the 90s. You got Jack Harlow, what they call him? I don't want to get it wrong. What they call Jewish, because they're not real Jews. Jewish. He's a Jewish guy, and he's rapping about positivity and everything else, and he's getting celebrated for it. He's getting praised for it because of this. But when we do it, it's a problem. You know, anybody that has a message or anybody that had any kind of leadership, when it comes to us, what happened to them? They're either blackballed, talked about. We talk about how bad they are because the media makes us turn on our own people. And we got to stop doing that. Like, we got to rock with our people whenever they're saying stuff that's the truth. The truth nowadays is extremely being played like fake people were when we were coming up. If you was fake, that was a bad thing. If you weren't authentic, that was a bad thing. Now you can be fake everything and be popular. You can lie and be popular. You can be whack and be popular. You can be untalented and be popular. But the truth, the real people, and everything else is demonized. I hate to say it, but it's true. That's how it is today.
It's true. And not only is it demonized, when you speak out and you continue to speak out, you go not only demonized, they make you look crazy, or they make you look, or either they put you in a situation where you lose it all, or you get arrested, or you get locked up, or all these other things to make you to discredit what you're saying. And people get stuck on the face of things instead of listening to the message. They start looking at the way they portray the messenger and ignoring the message.
Black folks, I got a question for y'all. We make 1.3 trillion. We make up 1.3 trillion of currency. That's number 6 in the world. And we give away 97%. Why? Like, that just should show you that we don't need brands. We don't need people that continue to lie to us, steal from us, rob from us, give us disinformation. Like, be smart. You know what I'm saying? Like, really look at the situations. Look at your education. We don't have our own schools. We don't have our own hospitals. We don't have anything. We have nothing. You brag about Coach purses and Birkin bags and Mercedes Benzes. Those are white people you're giving your money to. Those are the Jews, the same people that collected a check from America for how long? And now they're finna collect another generational wealth gap, but that's gonna further spread us apart from Germany. So, those things, and they still don't want to give us anything. 7 years, 400 years. You do the math. I still don't agree with it, but y'all can say what y'all want to say. I don't need an education on the Holocaust. It was bad as bad, but money-wise, what y'all got compared to what we have? And then we still giving y'all 1 point something trillion a year. But anywho, We can get back to the usual side.
I got you. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with education. I love education. I was finna go a little further because I would further go to say the Holocaust didn't even happen here. Why are we paying for something to happen in a whole other country? But we won't pay the people who built help their backs, break their backs in the actual country. We're supposed to get over it.
Right. I just want to
move on.
That part. We always get to move on, tough luck, put your bootstraps on, all that good stuff. But
I swear to God, I hate that bootstrap statement because the people who keep saying pull yourself up by the bootstraps are the people that had everything to begin with. They ain't have to pull the bootstraps up. So why do we have to pull up something we can't? They didn't have to.
I'm gonna take it a step further. It's not them, it's the media. It's what's being passed down. So I don't get into it with the average people or the normal people because at the end of the day, deep down, they know it's wrong. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, they see it. Even their kids see it, which is why in Florida, they taking the books and removing the books out of here so that their kids don't know the truth. It's cool. We know it. So it is what it is. At the end of the day, we have to wake up and, they stole that word from us and don't even give it the proper meaning because that's not white folks. If you hear the word woke, that ain't, y'all term woke is not our woke. I don't know what that is. That's some shit that y'all made up. What we're talking about is just being aware of what's really going on in the world and don't be blinded by the things that y'all saying false information to our people about. And, people look at the news, but I don't believe that stuff, man.
I would say, honestly, I'm at a point where there's only select news I watch because the news is actually just a beacon to poison.
Right.
Because they put out what they want you to know, not the truth. They put out what they want you to believe the truth is. And I can't stand the word woke. I'm not going to get into it because I was in a poetry class Sunday and someone that was this color said they was woke. And I was, oh, wow. And it's funny, like you said, to me, woke is awakening, which begins spiritually with your third eye. And I'm gonna leave it like that.
Exactly.
And for people to use it as such a loose term,
right, for
something that's so serious is disheartening.
But it just goes back to what I said, and I tell kids that I've been interacting with, we were never slaves. They just kidnapped a bunch of talented, gifted scientists, entrepreneurs, engineers, architects, builders, real people, kings, queens. Like, we had tribes, like, straight up. It's a history of us having our own and didn't need them and they destroyed it. So at the end of the day, and when I say they, I'm not talking about the group of white people that I see, that I work with, that I laugh and I talk with. I'm talking about the people who send the messages, the elite people who put us against each other. I'm not talking to y'all, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the people who make these laws and stack the cards against people. And I'm sure that y'all got your own struggles too. You know what I'm saying? I'm not blaming y'all. I'm blaming the people that's making y'all go against us. So
yeah, I agree. I say the powers to be. But I noticed you got a lot of tattoos. How many tattoos do you have?
I lost count.
So, okay, let's make it simple. What's your favorite one?
Actually, my grandmother's are my favorites. I got one first. I got my grandma on my arm first because she had passed away, so she wasn't allowed to see it. But my other grandma got jealous a little bit. So I got my other grandma put on me. She showed me off to all her friends every time she seen it. So yeah. That's
nice. I like that. So let me ask you this. What is Camo's legacy when he leaves?
To be honest, I don't really go from that. I just want somebody to, look at the things that I did and try to lead by example. I never been one of the type of people that get opportunities and jump all in myself. If I knew somebody that was just as talented as me, put in the work just like I put in the work, and I watched them do it. I always made sure I reached back, and everybody can vouch for me on that. And every opportunity I got, I made it our opportunity, not just mine, because I know you guys were just as good and just, put in the same amount of work and time that I did. Times you might not see me, I'm behind closed doors, begging the table for people that, not even myself, and I always get asked, dang, Cam, what about you? Y'all don't hear all of that. You don't get to see that side, but truthfully, that's what it really is. I want to see everybody win. Everybody that I've connected with, everyone I've talked with, even she can tell you. I'll reach out to everybody and make sure that, hey, this is going on. What's up? That's just me. That's just who I am, man. I just hope that all of us can be that way. Beef ain't always the answer, but in pushing others down to make yourself look good isn't always the answer. But, when you unify and do things together, you'll see how far you go. It shouldn't be one or two people that's noticed. It should be a lot more people. There's so much talent here in this city. Everybody should be being recognized, not just one person. We just got to get out of that crowd mentality, and it's real. Stop settling for being Duval famous. Stop settling for just being good. Just being good here. It's a big world out there. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't have all the love in this city, but I do know I got love everywhere else that I've gone, and I love it. You know what I mean? So keep laughing at me and but trust me, I'm moving and I ain't gotta talk about it.
I feel like it be that age-old saying, you gotta leave your hometown to make it. Like you never get the love where you live or where you blow up at. Because even if it's not your hometown, where you get your most start at, it's like you always have to leave or they never give you that love. You get it everywhere else but where you start at. And I'm starting to understand that more and more as I'm progressing in the creative field. So I got one more question before we close it out.
Okay.
What is the hardest thing about being Camo?
I would say consistency. I've been doing this for over 20 years, and I got a lot of friends, like close friends, even one that's in this room. Like, I can look at him and he can look at me, and he can tell you right now that I've been consistent for over 20 years at what I do. I got artists that I work with that I've helped and looked out for, and even in the industry right now to this day, it's still stuff that y'all dance to that I've made. Like, I broke my neck. I had surgeries. I had things that I shouldn't even come back for. I shouldn't even be sitting up here. But my love for it is just unmatched. Like, I know I have what it takes, and I got a lot to give and leave behind. So the hardest part is staying consistent and wanting to do this, because every day that you just want to quit, every day that you want to give up, you just think about all the people who told you you couldn't do it. Think about all the people who said go get a real job. Think about all the people who never gave you a chance. Think about that person who could have invested in you, but invested in somebody who didn't have the talent you had. Think about all those things, and it'll motivate you. And like I said, it might have took me this long, but to be recognized and to be going somewhere where everybody else is, and not, and be invited to it, and not just going there just to be a spectator, but to actually be performing and in it and being interviewed for it, that's big. And it's not even in my own city. My song, my own single, and I know these DJs in this city. I know a whole DJ coalition. A guy in New York broke my record live in New York, not Duval, New York. My first big time track that I made, a guy from New York rapped on it. You get what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, like, it's not where you from. It's, you know, the time and the effort and everything you put into it. You know, don't worry about where you at. Worry about where you end. It's not how you start off, it's how you finish.
I like that. And I mean, you couldn't have left us with greater last words, man. Use everything as your fuel when you can't get out the bed, when you can't find a reason to keep going, when you feel like, why am I doing this? What am I doing this for? When I'm sacrificing time with my family, with my kids, when you like, hey man, I gotta choose between paying the bill or investing in my career. When you have all those days, you gotta make those decisions, man. That's the fuel you gotta use, and understand that it's the long game that we out here for. It's not the short game, because if you think of the short game, you'll never finish.
I ain't gonna lie to you, I wrote the hardest song. My lights was out. My neighbor across the next door, Quan, came with her extension cord just to give me power. Because she believed in me. Like, this is a true story. Like, the stuff that I've been through, like, I don't talk about it, but at the end of the day, like, it's hard, man. Just know that it's hard. It's gonna always get hard, bro. Like, I got a son. Yeah, you know, he just turned 12. I ain't seen my son in 11 years, man. Like, I'm just now getting in touch with my son. You know what my son told me this week? Just leave this off with you. Mm-hmm. My son was listening to my music and didn't know that I was his father.
Wow.
And he told me that those songs were his favorite songs. I cried. So, again, you never know who's listening. And you never know who's watching. So, always go hard and bet on yourself.
Amen. I don't even know what to say after that. That's like so deep. And I feel that. With that, we're gonna have him freestyle real quick while they bring the track up. Let them know anyway. Other than Texas next week, where else you performing? How they can find you?
As far as Texas goes, South by Southwest, I'll be out there Thursday performing. I'll be out there from Thursday through Saturday. I have another interview with Nala in the Den when I get back, so I got another big interview with them. Appreciate My City Radio.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Nala in the Den. Shout out to Nala in the Den.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can connect soon.
Definitely. I'll get y'all together with that. Shout out Camo904. Mm-hmm. That's one of my folks over there. Shout out to my son, Nikki, my girl. Just, you know, shout out to Rashad, a.k.a. Ahmad Samuel, a.k.a. Mr. Kentucky Bluegrass, a.k.a.
Boss Light,
a.k.a. Mr. Wet Dreams,
a.k.a. Mr. Devil,
a.k.a. Mr. Fangles. Church is chicken.
We definitely want to thank Ahmad Samuel for letting us come through here. And we got the track ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go. I'm going to let Camo take us out with this freestyle, man. I want to thank y'all for tuning in. It's always love and light. It's your girl, the hitting lover, Camo. Thank you to Mix Therapy and My City. Let's go.
Let's go. Try to shit on you just cause you're easy going. You ain't even gotta know them, niggas. I just
Your place be going up.
Niggas will try to shit on you just cause you're easy going. You ain't even gotta know them, they could be your homie. I could telephone it. I used to fuck with them, but when the truth hit the fan, I stopped fucking with them. Hold no discussion with them, nodding, going about my business. Just cause you got a suit on don't mean you're about business. I was about business, y'all was bullshit. Camo newer promises, y'all was bullshitting, telling me this and that, then you disappeared. I'm watching TV, then my fucking lights disappeared. I can't believe this, I can't believe this. I'm pissed off, cause I really wanted to see this. Now we face to face, I see you got that happy face. Oh, these your new cars, they clean, but you forgot the A. I made a beat today, had a bamboo and kicks. You would've liked it, but shit, I gave that shit to 6.
All right. Thank y'all for tuning in. It's always love and light. It's your girl, the hidden lover. Y'all have a good night.